So the name of this video is Conversations with a Gun. Obviously this isn't a gun, but this is an old Royal Enfield. Their slogan for a long time there was "built like a gun." Had this bike a couple years now. Didn't look anything like this, but my journey started with an old XS650 Yamaha, and that's where I got the chopper bug. Wanted to build a chopper, was always into them, but I wouldn't say that's exactly an old bike. This exact type of bike they made from the 50s all the way into the 2000s without changing a whole lot. They're really unique. There's some unique features on these bikes that you just don't get on a modern bike. It taught me a lot, as it should, but that's what I wanted. I wanted something I could learn from, and this definitely did just that. So this bike, it's had a lot of names, but the one that stuck with me is Big Iron. That's because of the iron barrel. These bikes are really unique where the gearbox has its own neutral finder right here, which I've never seen. Any gear other than first, you push in the clutch and you use this lever. It'll get you into neutral if you have it set properly. When I got this bike, it was like an old school looking war bike, all green, big old tank on it. The rear fender sat way above the rear tire here. There was a huge gap, and I didn't like that, so that was one of the first things I did was add these struts to the rear. The only reason I haven't hardtailed this bike is these frames are really, really cool. They're unique. They were built for wartime, right? So there's some bolts on the subframe. It's 2 bolts, and the whole subframe will lift up. The rear wheel has these pucks built into it where the chain and the drum stay a part of the subframe, and you can pull the rear wheel off, leaving the chain and the drum brake right there. You don't even have to take off the chain, and you can change your rear wheel out. Probably takes 3 minutes to swap out a wheel or change your tire if you have to. Really easy for roadside repair. This one came with a center stand, which I've removed, but you would just put it up on that center stand and it would kick that rear tire up. But this bike definitely taught me a lot. It didn't look like this, as I said before. Electrical issues were the first big one, right? British bike. Had to change all the electrics over. It was a negative bike. Now it's, red's positive. New stator, had to put a new stator in, change the drums on the brakes, change the carburetor, manifolds on the carburetor. The cam chest I had to fully open up and rotate forward, and the hardest part was that there's no YouTube videos on old bikes like this, or if they are, they're mostly in India. This bike's super popular in India. They're still riding around on these old things. But most of those videos, they say, please like and subscribe and start speaking Hindi. I've had to zoom in on just too many videos to watch what they're doing and couldn't actually understand what they were doing. No subtitles for those videos. But I watched a guy rotate that cam forward, and that's what I did, and it actually helped me out quite a bit. I've put in new coil. The distributor up here, I had to change the points multiple times. Finding the right ones that fit is really hard. getting parts for these. They're usually available in India or England. The parts that I have had to order, like stators, they took months and months to get here with no ability for tracking or anything, so you're just waiting. But luckily this bike's been running pretty darn good for me, and that's kind of the cool part, is that if you want to ride one of these old bikes, you have to want to learn how to work on them. So you just kind of got to dig in, and once you start fiddling and you want to ride, you got to get that bike back up and running so you can just start ripping around again. I had to learn a lot, and it's coming from a long way from my XS650. This thing, it's totally different. I ride with a 3/4 helmet. I don't put in headphones. I don't listen to music. I'm just listening to the bike the entire time. You learn the ins and outs of it, right? Everybody says there's like a starting procedure, but get to know your bike and, develop a relationship with your bike, and it'll go a long way. So me and this bike, I think I know this bike, like the back of my hand. I wanted to switch over to jockey shift. That was always something I wanted to do. I had it on my XS650, but I had a front brake. This one I'm not running a front brake. It has the front drum, but I can't seem to get it's a bigger drum than the rear, so I can't find the front one right now. But not that I want a front brake anymore. I'm so used to this thing the way it is, and it cleans up the handlebars, blah blah. But yeah, so switching it over to foot clutch, I'm not made of money. I don't have any money. This was a budget bike. Just for fun, I took some 7/8 handlebar cutoffs, welded it to the front frame, and that's what I'm using for my foot clutch. Is actually the hand lever inverted. I had to disassemble it, reassemble it on the other side, and that's how I run my foot clutch, is just the hand lever welded to the lower part of the frame. But changing oil on these old bikes is super unique. There's like 7 bolts on the bottom you have to remove, and I don't know, these bikes are just really unique. Ever since I got this bike, I kind of have to give myself an extra 10 minutes or so at gas stops, because some old man wants to talk about it. Hey, what is that thing? But everybody asks me if is it a Triumph, is it this, is it that? And when I say Royal Enfield, nobody really seems to know. They either know what it is or they've never heard of it before. But yeah, this model of bike's been one of the longest without changes model in production. So it's kind of just a unique bike. It's a 500cc. I'm not going anywhere fast, but it's fun. It's always more fun to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow. Or at least that's what I keep telling myself. But I don't know, it's got some character, and it's my form of art expression. For the most part, I'm a really quiet person, stick to myself. But this is kind of my way of expressing the way I feel and how I want to ride and how I want it to look. I'm not trying to be some cool guy. That's the one thing I dislike about a lot of the chopper shows, and why I've made my own channel, is I want to promote, just being a good person, be a good friend or husband or father. I have a daughter. I got this bike right before she was born, and I've taken my time with this bike. It didn't look like this at all, and all these chopper events I go to, there's either people that are really cool, really want to just talk to you, and they're there for choppers, and unfortunately I see too many people that are just too cool for school. They can't talk to you, or they're just some tough guy, macho man. Trying to do away with that. Anybody can go out and buy a motorcycle. I think I bought this thing for like $3,000. I saved up for it, and anybody can really do it. It doesn't make you that awesome. You can have the most bitchin' knucklehead and still, the motorcycle's a motorcycle. But yeah, finding an outlet for expression, your art. I don't know, I think motorcycles are a really good way to do it. I've changed the handlebars, 20 times. I've made my own seats, probably 10 of them, and this is the latest rendition that I've been jamming on. I love it, super comfortable. You can just, change little things, little things here and there. Just, it's super fun. So yeah, in short, I guess I just wanted to say, be a good person. Just be yourself at these motorcycle events. Be nice, talk to people. You'd be amazed how awesome the chopper community is, how there is actually a lot of people that will just talk to you and be really super down to earth, and those are the kind of people I want to surround myself with. So I've met a lot of really cool people on YouTube, and talking to them even just in the comments and stuff, everybody's just been super awesome. Big shout out to Hippie. That dude's awesome. Go check out Hippie's Chopper Corner. He's a real cool cat with some cool bikes. So I've been following a channel called Unaffiliated. Those guys are rad. I actually got to meet them. I've been following them on YouTube for quite some time, and actually got to meet them at the Biltwell Parts and Labor show and hang out with them. We rode around for the day, and when you meet genuine cool people that are just down to earth and nice, why wouldn't you want to be friends with them and ride around? So those are the kind of connections I want to make, and I'm hoping that videos like this can spread the word. But if you want, if this is the first time you've seen this video, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel slowly. I'm just doing it for myself, really, but if I can make friends along the way, what more could you ask for? But in short, I just want to say, if you want to ride motorcycles, man, go do it. What's stopping you? Go get your permit, rip around, just have fun with it. Don't do anything you don't want to do. Certainly don't have to ride a chopper. I mean, ride what you can, ride what you want. As long as you're on two wheels, and it puts a smile on your face, just go out there and do it. But yeah, this is it.